All right, so good afternoon, everybody. Today is our what I like to call deep back yin. And yin is a little deceptive because normally with yin postures, we hold them for a little longer than normal. So I'm not actually going to hold them up, but the focus will be on the back. We're talking lower, mid-range, and upper back for all the postures that we're doing. Let's start on the mat. We're going to be seated. And if you've got really tight hips, feel free to sit down on a block. That works out really nice. And I'm talking Sukhasana, so an easy seated posture, whatever's comfortable for you, whether or not you're on a block or not, just find a comfortable spot on the mat. Hands can rest on the legs. And let's just start with the neck. So looking neutral, straight ahead, we're going to start by bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. And so just tilt your head to the right, nice and easy. Don't force it. Let gravity do the work initially, bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Keep the torso nice and tall. Hang here. We're here for 2 breaths. The core is in slightly. And bring the head up. And let's take the left ear to the left shoulder. And we're taking it towards the left shoulder. It doesn't have to touch, of course. And don't force it here. Just let gravity do its thing here, taking your head over to the left. One more breath. And bring the head up. And now let's take the chin to the chest. And you'll feel that nice stretch along the back of the neck. If your chin touches the chest, great, but don't force it again. Just let gravity do the work here. And bring the neck up. Wonderful. Hey, that's a great one to do in the morning and when you've been sitting at your desk all day. Hey, let's do an easy seated twist. Let's twist to the right. Trying to get that torso as tall as possible as we look over the right shoulder. We come back to center. Let's twist to the left. Nice work here, mainly from that lower abdominal region down. And you'll feel it in your shoulder blades as well. Come back to center. Woo, great. Balasana, child's pose. So you can start off on all fours, big toes together, knees apart if it works for you. Push the hips to the heels. Arms can be extended or folded, or bring your arms to the sides. Your choice here, what's going to work for you today. We're just here for 2 breaths. Deep breaths. Try to keep the mouth closed. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more breath. And bring it up to all fours. And down to our stomachs. Make modifications in this session however you need to. If you're not sure, come off mute and talk to me. But we're on our stomachs. Big toes together. Feet are flat. Hands underneath the shoulders. Okay, here we go. Lift chin and chest. But don't put any pressure on the hands. I call this a baby cobra. Elbows are tucked in, shoulders are pulling away from the ears. Keep your head neutral, so you're looking right at the mat, right underneath where your nose will go. This is all about the lower back and upper back here. And one more breath in. Exhale, release your chin to the mat. Nice. Okay, let's reset. Let's do that again. Lift chin and chest. This time, add a little pressure on the hands against the mat. You lift up just a little higher. Keep your head neutral. Keep the elbows tucked in. Keep the the shoulders away from the ears. Now, your hips might be cinched at this point, but keep the feet flat on the mat. So we're still working from that lower back, even though some of you are using those legs to lift your torso. One more breath. Exhale, bring it down slowly. We got one more to do. Woo. 2 breaths here. Just relax deeply. Breathe in, breathe out. Use that diaphragm. All right, last one for Cobra. Lift chin and chest. This time come up just a little higher. Keep those elbows tucked in. Everything else is on the mat from your waist down. Keep the head neutral. Nice. One more breath here. Working the biceps. And release. Bring it back down slowly. All the way. Chin touches the mat. And push up to all fours and child's pose. So push your hips back. You can fold your arms initially if you'd like. We'll go active in just a second here. If your hips are not touching the heels, no problem. No big deal. Do what you can. All right, let's take this active, so to speak. Take the arms out. Hands are on the mat. Extend it. Your elbows are off the mat. Your head is neutral. Maybe that forehead is on the mat or just hovering above it. Walk the fingers out. Oh yeah, you're gonna feel this in the shoulder blades and that upper back. Walk the fingers forward, push the hips towards your heels. One more breath. Nice, and bring it up to all fours. And from all fours, with our shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees, thread the needle. Let's take that left arm underneath that right and bring it all the way down. Yeah, your butt stays in the air. You're reaching that left arm out. Now, you can look at the right hand or bring the right arm up and behind you, reaching for the left thigh, the top of the left thigh. If that's uncomfortable or you have any shoulder issues there, just keep the hand on the mat in front of you. Lots of choices. And a couple of breaths here. You start to get any cramps or uncomfortable situations here, just come out of the posture. All right, let's recover. Bring it up. And we will switch sides. Right hand, right arm goes underneath the left. Bring it all the way down. Oh, we're here for 3 breaths, folks. So keep that right arm reaching. And yeah, you can bring that left hand around behind you, reaching for the right thigh. No big deal if you can't reach that right thigh. A lot of multitasking. Yeah, drink your water, Rain. And recover. Come up to all fours. Woo! Child's pose. Big toes together, hips to heels. You can fold your arms this time. We'll start off this posture with keeping the arms relaxed. Push your hips to your heels. Keep the head relaxed. 2 more breaths right here. And extend the arms out if they're not already there. Let's go active one more time. Walk the fingers forward. Your elbows are off the mat. Your hips are pushing towards your heels. Stretch it, work it, and recover. Bring it to all fours. So on all fours, hands and knees, cat, cows. All right. If you don't know this one, as you inhale, take your gaze up, drop your stomach down towards the mat. As you exhale through the nose, hunch forward like an angry cat. You're rolling the pelvis in, looking at your waistline. Then as you inhale, reverse it. All right, if you know what you're doing, keep going, please. Make sure you exaggerate the hips. I mean, I really want you to work the pelvis as you're rolling the pelvis in with your exhalations, and then you roll the tailbone up and out with your inhalations. Keep going a few more times. I mean, it's not just the pelvis we're working that spinal column, and we're working the back. A few more, folks, just a couple more here. We're doing good. This is a great exercise, waking up or going right before you go to sleep. Last one, last cycle, and bring it to neutral. Groovy. From cat-cow, let's go to balasana. Again, you can bring your toes together. Bringing your knees apart is optional. You can keep your knees closer together if you like. Keep the arms extended. Keep the elbows off the mat with this one. You're pushing your hips to the heels. It doesn't have to be really strong here. Just keep the elbows off of the mat. 3 breaths right here. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Last. last breath in. And on your exhale, bring it up to all fours. And we're coming down on our stomachs for one upward facing dog. So we're going to start off much like cobra pose. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Big toes are together. Feet are flat. Elbows are tucked into the sides. Okay, for those of you with shoulder issues tonight, or any other issues in the upper back, or any other issues there, just do an easy cobra, a baby cobra. So no pressure on the hands. Just lift your chin and chest where you can. Keep your head neutral. Everyone else, press down, lift up the torso. I want you to extend the arms all the way. Okay, now if your shoulders are not over the wrist, scoot up a little bit until they are. Remember, feet are important. Yeah, yoga for the feet. So keep the feet flat on the mat. If you get a cramp, come out of the posture or lift that particular foot. All right, let's do this. Tighten up the legs, lift the knees just off the mat. So the only areas that are contacting the mat are the top of the feet and really from just a few inches above the toes and your hands. Your palms are pressing into the mat. Everything else is lifted up. The torso is tall. Keep your head neutral. Just look straight ahead. I know. You Googled this posture and they always look straight up at the ceiling. We're trying to preserve our neck mobility areas. So, all right, hold here. We've got 2 more breaths. It's not easy, I know, pretty deep into the back. And recover. Bring the knees onto the mat and slowly, no face planting, just easily bring yourself down all the way. Nice. Balasana, child's pose. All fours and child's pose. Any variation of this posture is fine. Keeping your arms swept back to the sides works out nice because you get all the pressure off of the shoulders. Works out pretty nicely. And of course with Balasana, we help elongate that lower back. So it should feel pretty good once you're doing a lot of compression work there. Okay, 1 more breath. And on that last breath, bring it up to all fours as we get ready for downward facing dog. All right, for those of you with wrist or shoulder issues tonight, for downward dog, you can always come to your forearms. And if that's too much for you, just stay on all fours and practice hip openers from all fours. For everybody else, come onto your toes, lift the knees off the mat just a couple of inches, not much. So the knees are off the mat. Now I want you to push the hips to the wall behind you and the head goes in between the arms. So we have a nice elongation here from that lower back all the way to the shoulders, nice long lines. And now lift the hips, lengthen the legs, and bring the heels towards the mat. So the hands are shoulders width apart. They can be wider if you've got tight shoulders. Feet no more than hips width apart. Keep your core in, legs are long. And if you have a small micro bend in the knees, that's fine. Okay, let's walk it out, please. Lift one heel, lower the other, walk it out, walk it out. You can even shift a little bit left and right. Come onto your toes. Lift the heels up. See how few toes you can be on? You should be on no more than, say, 6 toes total at this point. Seriously, 6 toes. And heels down. Nice. Try to work those heels towards the mat. Arms are long. 1 more breath. And child's pose. So bring the knees down easily. And go ahead and fold those arms in. Relax completely. 3 breaths right here. And when I say 3 breaths, we're breathing in nice and deep. In and out through the nose. Bring in just a little more air than normal. Exhale just a little more air than what you would normally do. You're pulling that diaphragm up to get a little more air out. We breathe deeper than pretty much anybody else out there for their exercise routine. So 1 more breath in. And on your exhale, bring it up to all fours. our second set of downward facing dog. So come underneath the toes and lift. Come into your best posture. Okay, we're going to do an optional item here. You've got the balance and the dexterity for this. And this is also working into that back. I want you to take your left hand, left arm, cross it underneath, and reach for the back of that right leg. Anywhere on the leg, really. You can use that to try to pull that torso underneath and look at the ceiling from in front of or behind your armpit. I think it's in front. And recover. Try the other side. Right hand comes underneath the body, reaching for behind the left knee. Maybe some of you are grabbing your left calf. Or maybe on the higher side of the thigh. Grab where you can. But be careful where you're grabbing. You know, just saying. And recover. And child's pose. Knees down. Get into your best comfortable posture of child's pose for 3 breaths. Try to use those breaths to release the last posture. Push the hips to the heels. Release everything from it. Last breath in. And from here, all fours. We're going to make our way to Tadasana, standing posture. So from all fours, come into downward facing dog. Give me 2 breaths right here. Nice deep breaths in. Last breath. And on the exhale, step or float your feet to your hands. Come up halfway. Give me a flat back. So the legs are long, but if you've got some back issues, you can bend the knees as much as you need to here. Hands can rest on the legs. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale, forward fold. Reach into the mat, top of the feet or shins. And I want you to roll up. So bend the knees, let your head hang, let your arms hang, roll up slowly, 1 vertebra at a time. Bring it all the way up to standing. Hands to hips, small back bend, pelvis forward. Lift the heart and bring it up to neutral. Nice. Okay. Padagustasana. A deep forward fold. I think we can handle a deeper forward fold from this point. If your balance is pretty good, feet are together. If not, the feet can be slightly apart. But let's start with Tadasana. Make sure our standing posture is good to go. Lift all 10 toes. Try to spread the toes out. Take the toes out and down as if you're gripping the mat. Legs are firm, stomach is in, chest is soft, shoulders, bring them up. Take them back, drop them down. Good. Chin is slightly tucked. All right, so far so good. Padagustasana, it's our deep forward fold. We'll use our peace fingers to grab hold of our big toes. If you can't reach your big toes, grab your ankles, grab your shins, or try to reach your hands behind your legs. Okay, inhale, lean back just a little. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands to the mat or to your big toes. And like I said, if you can't reach your toes, ankles, shins, clasp those opposite wrists behind your legs. Okay, from your grab, I want you to inhale, look towards the top of the mat. Exhale and pull. You should feel this in your shoulders and in your upper back. I want you to pull. Try to kiss your knees. Place your forehead or your forehead on your shins or your knees. That's how much we're pulling. Your stomach is in. Pull. 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 Nice. 2 more breaths right here. Last breath in. Exhale, release your grip. Bend the knees softly. Come up halfway. Give me a flat back. Those hands can rest on top of the knees. No problem there. And bend the knees a little more and roll up all the way to standing, all the way to 0. Hands to hips, small back bend, pelvis forward. Lift the heart. Nice. And bring it up to neutral. Good. Release the arms. Okay, a little bit of breath and movement here. So we'll try some forward folds, but let's make sure we're feeling pretty good in the shoulders and the upper body. Inhale, bring the arms up. Arms sweep up all the way. You can even take your gaze up now towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms down. Thank you for the breath, Ray. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. All right, let's try forward fold. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive down. Keep the knees soft as you bring it down. Reaching for that mat, top of the feet or shins. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reverse your swan dive. Lift up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Come down a little deeper if you can. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. As we come all the way up to the top, a small back bend works great. Exhale, forward fold. Last one. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Arms come all the way up. Exhale, arms down to the sides. Good. Love it. Wall plank. Let's do a wall plank, shall we? So find a spot on your wall, and if you do not have any spots to do a wall plank, you can do this with just working on legs, okay? So when I say just working on legs, we'll do airplane, but you can keep those arms, those hands resting on the grounded leg. So this is fine. If you can bring your arms out, that's warrior 3, but you're more than welcome to do so. But we're gonna hold this for a few breaths. So if you can find a spot on the wall, or if you have a chair to hold on to, even better. Okay, from your spot on the wall or your chair, we're gonna try to get the torso down, parallel to the floor. We have an L shape going on here. We're gonna balance first in the right leg. So lift the left leg up. So we're gonna try to get that left foot up equal to or higher than that left shin or left hip, I think correctly. Try to keep that head equal to the arms. I know, you're feeling this in that right leg. You're feeling it in the left hip. I want you to feel it in the upper back as well. So we're sort of pushing against the wall just a little bit here. So you feel it in the shoulders. Good stretch going on. But don't forget, keep that leg up, keep that foot up, equal to or higher than that left hip. 2 more breaths right here. If you're doing warrior 3, you're awesome. Not easy to hold that posture for this long and recover. Woo, keep your hands there. Other side, we'll go right into it. Bring the right leg up. Woo. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here we go. All right, bring the right leg up. Try to get it equal to, as I said. We're trying here. Try not to roll. We're going to try to keep the hips level. I'd rather you not stack the hips like we do with half moon pose. So try to keep the hips level to the floor. Just keep that right foot equal to or higher than that right hip. Hang in there. Just breathe. The head is neutral. You got this. Eyes are open. You're not losing orientation here. Looks good. One more breath. And recover. Oh, nice. Woo. And that's it. And let's call that your homework posture. So work on that for the next couple of days. It's a pretty nice one to do, especially holding on to the wall and working on your core as well to keep that in. Okay, so far so good. With the wall plank, let's work on extended side angle. So from on your mat, so you sit apart from where you're working on, come to Tadasana or mountain pose, our standing posture that we use to get ready for all of our other asanas. Now we're going to step our right leg back to warrior number 2. So the right leg steps back, arms are up. So with warrior 2, remember, chest and pelvis favor the right side of the mat. Arms are out, parallel to the floor. There's a slight bend in that left leg, the right foot, the outer edge of the right foot is pressing into the mat. And you're looking over the left hand. Okay. So I like to make sure in Warrior 2, my feet actually open up a little wider, lowering my center of gravity. So we're working a little more so in the legs. Okay, but you're going to feel this in your back because that's our focus today. And then the shoulder blades right down the upper back. The core in. All right, extended side angle. Bend the left arm, left elbow, left knee. There you go. Bring the right arm up and over. And just work it from here. Okay, one alternate posture here. If you have shoulder issues, right hand, right hip. And roll the right shoulder back. And just take that gaze up towards the ceiling. This is a nice one to do because you feel the shoulder blades coming together. You're working on your balance. If you're losing balance, look at that left foot. Look at the floor. But if you're good to go, take your gaze up. Everyone else, if you can have that arm active. So in this case, it's the right arm. It's reaching up. The right bicep is near the right ear. You're rolling that right shoulder back a little bit. I need you to feel this in that right shoulder and along the right side. That's it. One more breath. Okay, alternate posture. You want to take that the left fingertips down towards the mat, you can. Alternate posture, if you want to do the bind, there's a good time to do it. Take that right hand behind you. Left hand comes in between the legs. Try to reach for your fingers. You can grab your fingers and your hands and your wrist. All right, we're looking great, folks. Look down at your mat for balance. Release, step up. Woo! Doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be pretty. Okay. All right. Here we go. From Tadasana. Let's do the other side. From Tadasana, take your left leg back to warrior number 2. So the left leg is back, chest and pelvis are favoring the left side of the mat. Arms are up. And your hands are equal to or higher than the shoulders. Slight bend in the right leg. Good. From warrior number 2, let's go into extended side angle. Bend the right arm, right elbow to right knee. Left arm up and overhead. Now, this is a variation of the posture for some of you intermediate folks and higher. And remember, if you're having left shoulder issues, if you just now worked out left shoulder issues, left hand, left hip, work your balance from there, roll the shoulder back a little bit, if that'll work for you. Okay, lots of choices here. 2 more breaths right here. Keep that top arm long. Keep it working, keep it active. If you want to bring the right fingertips down towards the mat, that's fine. So try not to put too much pressure there on the right hand to the mat. If you want to go for the bind, top arm comes up, drops behind you, right hand comes underneath, and you reach for fingers, or quite honestly, wherever you can grab. Try to keep that left shoulder coming back, and we're looking up at the ceiling if we can. If not, you're looking at the mat, that's fine. One more breath, wherever you are. And recover. Release, and you can step on up, shake it off. All right, so far so good. We're gonna work on our sides, side stretches here. We've got 2 steps. So I find it easier sometimes to have the feet at least hips width apart on this one. You don't have to. Feet can definitely be together, and you can work on your balance with this one. Okay? All right, let's start on the right side. So the left hand is on the left leg, right arm is up, and push the hips out to the right, and we bring the torso down to the left. I know, this looks familiar, except for the legs, okay? We're bringing that torso over again. We're working on the lats. Probably a little more so now than we did before. So I really want you to push the hips to the right. Torso comes down to the left. And I'm rolling that right shoulder, the top shoulder back a little bit, taking my gaze up to the ceiling. Nice. Let's recover. Bring the right arm all the way up. Bring the left arm up. We're just going to swap arms. And push the hips to the left. Torso comes down to the right. And I'm rolling that left shoulder back just a couple of centimeters and looking up at the ceiling. Keep that arm active as it reaches. It's the left arm this time around. One more breath here. And on your exhale, bring it up. Woo! And the left hand down. Great. One set. Let's do the second set now. This time, we're going to take both arms up at the same time. All right, now with both arms up, we'll keep the hands, say, shoulders width apart. Fingers are energized, reaching up. And let's push the hips to the right. Torso comes down to the left. Keep the arms extended. I mean, you're reaching. You're reaching for that huge beach ball coming at you. Of course, it's a huge beach ball and it's COVID, so you're on the beach by yourself. Just work with it. Reach, extend, breathe. Don't hold your breath. Do not hold your breath. And recover. Bring it all the way up. Woo, other side. Push the hips to the left. Arms come down to the right. Keep those fingers active as you're reaching. That's it. Reaching, extending. The hips are pushing to the left. Feet are planted on the mat. Reach, breathe, and bring it up. Ooh. Inhale again. Exhale, arms come down to the sides. Thank you, Rain. Okay, great work. Coming down to the mat, let's have a seat for Navasana or boat pose. And you know what? If you happen to have a block, break it out. We'll need it. I'm putting the block on the right side here. All right, core work and back work as well. So let's start off with Navasana or boat pose. Bring the legs up. You can have the knees bent, that's fine. If you need to have your hands behind your knees, that's fine as well. But I want you to keep working at this posture every other day to where you don't have to support the legs with the hands. All right, couple of twists, shall we? We're gonna go right, left, right, left. That's why I like using the block. Starting off on the right, we have 5 to do. Woo, over to the left. 1, left. 2, left. 3, left. 4, left. 5. Awesome. Legs are still up, blocks down. Yeah, let's go further. Low boat. That's it. Legs extended, heels are off the mat, head and shoulders are off the mat, arms are off the mat, and crunch and lift and recover. Nice. I like that one so much. We're going to do it again. Okay, we got this. So if you don't have a block, don't worry. Just bring your hands from the right side to the left, from the right to the left. And if you're holding onto a block, try not to do what some of you I know are doing. Switch your hands with the blocks. You know who you are. All right, let's go. Navasana, boat pose. All right, starting from the right side, switch to the left. 1, 2, 3, we're doing 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're doing 10, 9, 10. I think we did 10. All right, we're good. One more breath and release. Nice work. All right, extend the legs out, shake them out a bit, please. Woo, an easy seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So just walk the hands forward on the mat on either side of the legs. Keep your eyesight on the feet or what's beyond. Good. Yeah, don't look at your waistline, just look forward. I still don't want you to round the back. As we move forward with the torso, you're going to feel this in your lower back. Some of you have really tight hamstrings, you're going to feel it there first. But moving the arms forward, you're actually separating that upper back as well. So that's where you're probably going to feel this on your lower back first. Okay, walk the hands back slowly. Hands next to the hips. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, lifting the heart just a little. Take your gaze up, putting a little pressure on the hands. You might get light in the seat, and recover. Whew, nice. Ustrasana, camel pose. So we're going to come to our knees. All right, for those of you with hardwood floors, make sure you use a blanket, please, or a towel for your knees. The knees and feet will be 6 to 8 inches apart. Take your hands to your lower back, fingers pointing down, torso's nice and tall. Okay, pelvis pushes forward, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart towards the ceiling. This is a very light one. We've got 3 to do. So just lift the heart. We're only coming back a little here. Please continue your breath. Deep inhalations. Feels a little awkward here, but keep breathing. One more breath in. And on your exhale, come up to neutral and bring it all the way down. Those hands can slide down to the mat. Bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. We're here for 2 breaths. Last breath in. And on your exhale, bring it up slowly. Good. Hands on lower back again, fingers pointing down. Let's do this. Pelvis forward, shoulders roll back. Keep that pelvis moving forward. Hey, for this posture, some of you can get your hands to your heels. If you can, great. Do it. And deepen your posture, please. You're going to feel it, especially in the quadriceps. You're going to feel a nice, deep amount of pressure in that low back. The head is neutral or the head is relaxed. I'll leave that up to you. Keep the pelvis pressing forward. One more breath and recover. Bring it up nice and easy. Bring it all the way down. I like doing a full recovery here for the lower back. Forehead coming to the mat or close to it. You can actually push those hips to the heels just a little. Feel that relaxation there as the spinal column lengthens. Last one. Let's bring it up. Last one. So when I said you could reach for your heels, if you can't reach your heels, come onto your toes. If you still can't reach your heels, don't worry about it. Keep your hands in your lower back. You'll be fine. Let's go. Pelvis forward, shoulders back. Hey, can you look back just a little further than you did before? Keep the pelvis coming forward. Shoulders are going back. Reach, if you can, for your heels. Don't hurt yourself. Do what you can. Don't sweat it if you can't make it. Keep your hands in those lower back. But keep with the back bend. Pull the shoulders back a little more. One more breath. And on that exhale, bring it up and bring it all the way down. Oh yeah, we're grooving today. Woo! All the way down. Yeah, the back feels really good now. Well, now that we're not doing that really deep back bend. And as Ustrasana, I normally like doing Ustrasana late in the game, so it's just a me thing there. Okay, let's bring it up. Hey, let's meet on our backs, okay? We're gonna do bridge pose. We got one set of bridge here, and I'll be happy. I'll be an absolute happy person here. Actually, I'm happy anyway because we're doing yoga. I'm happy because we're inside, and it's like 150 degrees outside, so. Woo! Okay, bridge pose, Bandhasana. We're lying down on our backs, legs are bent, heels close to the hips. Hands, arms are resting on that, hands next to the heels, next to the feet. Try to keep the same distance between your knees and your feet. All right, just one here, folks, just one. Listen carefully. I want you to roll the pelvis off the mat, just a couple of inches. So roll the hips up and off the mat, just a few centimeters, and hold there. We're not pushing up too much. Good. So the legs are energized. The core is in. Your stomach is in. We're working it. And now go ahead and lift your toes. So your toes are off the mat. Heels are pushing into the mat. We've got everything energized in the legs just now. And believe it or not, we're supporting the lower back. We're targeting the back as well. That's why I love this posture. It's not too crazy, but you should feel it. So the hips are only off the mat a couple of inches. Core is in, toes are lifted. Nice. Release your toes and roll down slowly. And windshield wipe the knees left and right a few times, please. And go ahead and drop the knees down to the left side. Jafara Priviti. The knees drop to the left, right shoulder's on the mat. You're looking over the right shoulder. Nice twist for the lower abdominal organs here. You're actually massaging those organs as well. Remember, if you have any neck issues, keep your eyesight, keep your head neutral towards the ceiling. And let's recover. Bring the knees up one at a time or together and drop them to the right. Keep the left shoulder on the mat. And let's look over the left shoulder if you can. Good. Hey, your Ujjayi pranayama breath. Release it at this point. Just breathe regularly. And bring your legs up and bring your knees into your chest. Apanasana or wind removing pose. Either name is good and effective. So squeeze the knees in. Maybe a little rocking left and right. And release the legs onto the mat. We're going to engage in 8 relaxful breaths. 8 relaxing breaths, not deep. And for each breath, I want you to release any tension you have in the body, starting with the toes, below the knees, thighs. The stomach sinks into the body. No tension in the chest. Shoulders are relaxed. Feel the back of your hands and your elbows on the mat. Fingers curl in lightly. No tension around your mouth or the cheeks or the eyebrows. Your forehead, you hold a lot of tension and is relaxed. Two more breaths. And from here, bend your legs, feet are flat. Roll the torso, roll the knees to the right, and let's come up to a comfortable seated posture. Any seated posture is fine. You can keep your eyes soft or closed at this point. Two more easy breaths, relaxed breaths as we let go of the day. Take a deep breath in and lift the arms up, palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down past your third eye to your heart center. On your continuing journey, remember always to remain kind, remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you for a great session this afternoon. Thank you and namaste.